There is no sound anymore. Yes, there's no. Marco says, I'm waiting for a sound demo for my chair. Oh, wait, there's no sound anymore. There is no more sound any longer. Like, there's no way. Look at this. Like, there's 4 chairs on the Herman Miller. They were, the top ones were coming kind of loose. This one, especially this one, like top left here, was coming almost completely loose, which I think I wouldn't actually have hurt anything, but we don't know. Maybe I could have, it could have fallen from the chair from here. So today we're doing this. Let me just, hey everybody, welcome, and we are for sure mixing Mike Reynolds again. The beautiful, amazing Floridian Mike Reynolds. And he's given me another session. Well, we love the music he does. I'm just trying to find out where. Let me use this, okay? I want to use my template, make a mixing template out of it. So you're going to stay here. I don't want to get doxxed. There's all my bank accounts are on screen, balance and all the weird things. So I'm just going to stay here because we're starting up. So this is how a startup should be. And also, man, it's locked in, this thing. It isn't going anywhere. So it's gonna take Ableton Live some time to do it. We're gonna mix it in Ableton Live again. We have a plugins like new. Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah. I mean, literally it was just 2 like screws being loose. And so the metal was doing this and was like, weak. But it was kind of like very thought after how, it all went. So, it makes sense that you see that. What? Computer, engage secondary screen. Computer's working on it. Wait, what? Nah, come on. There's no way. Like, we're gonna do it like this? No. No way. Hold on. Absolutely no way. Why isn't it working though? Seriously. Yo. Wait. No. Come on. What? This should be working. Do we try it again? Like, computer, go. Oh, maybe it's a secondary desktop. Oh, I have 2 desktops. Is it this one the reason? No. Can I wait? Now I'm like flinching. What is going on? Look at that. It's not working. We need to see Ableton Live. I think it would be awesome if we could see that, right? Let's fix this. We can fix everything. No worries. I have no idea why this is not thinking it should go. What did I do? No, come on. There is absolutely no way. Oh, wait. I am way more dumb than it seems. But I guarantee you I have no idea why I wouldn't save that as a screen. Oh, because I updated my video drivers. It's uphill all the time, people. Let me turn the lights on. Now, you see this camera here? We are gonna move it to a secondary spot. The reason for this is that today I want to set up a session here. You see this session. This is actually mics. We're gonna erase the audio here. We're gonna take the alls. We like that. And we're gonna take this and we're gonna save it as a mixing template. Okay. So we're gonna save our live set as. We're gonna go to probably like this. We're gonna call this Alberto's mixing template. September 2025. What did I write? Live? No, live. Oh, come on. Yes, here. This. And this is mixing template, September 2025. No V, no nothing on anything. This is working. Okay. So this is all good. This is what I wanted to do. Preamble, right? But I also want to check to move this camera to get the gear in, because I'm thinking I want to do a mix bus, like a hardware bus on this. Okay. Some people, we've been talking about it. There's RS being on and stuff. And we said, like, how good is the FATS on the mix bus? So I think, we should hear it. Okay. We should kind of do that, which is it's kind of getting there. On top of this, there's also a plugin that is called, wait a second. It's not called wait a second, but I need to verify that they were actually good to go here. I want my 35 milliseconds here, manual. Okay, boom, thank you, gone. Should work. We were talking about it, right, Marco? We said, like, I remember the distressors and things being mentioned, stuff like that. And we said, oh, hey, James, what are we doing here? We're mixing the beautifully sexy Mike Reynolds IDIB, because Mike sends me acronyms of his stuff. So this is IDIB. It's a track he made that has a very different vibe, I think, from the other stuff. But there's the second camera I want to set up so that it displays the gear, because these I want to use the FATSO on the mix bus. Try and get the FATSO to be a mix bus thing, which it can do, but we talked about it, like, how good is that? Okay. So we hydrate, and then we take the water can out of the way. Let me take my headphones, put them back here, because we're not playing video games at the moment that I know of. This one, let me put it here. The Korg thing, let me put it here. This tiny little useless cable, let me put it here. And if it's hard techno, you're going to bed. I don't think it's hard techno. He said it's kind of like a Thievery Corporation kind of thing. So if anything, it's probably the opposite, whatever. So we're doing this. We're moving this camera here, risking our lives and our Prophet 12s here, okay? Because this is live, and live is done this way. I don't know if you know. All right, so do you know that this actual music stand that I have, this microphone with stand with boom, is from 2003? I bought this along with the keyboard stand. Look at the bantams that I have here. With that one right there, on which the three keyboards are there, are seated. Probably the week I moved to LA. So this is 22 years old, and this ultimate stand is still insane. I'm telling you, it is still one of the easiest to set up, most trustworthy microphone stand you can get, because it's got one clamp and it does it. It clamps. It does it. It works. So let me use my piano bench for what it's made for. Let me try my microphone a little bit right here. Let's set these up first. And then we're going to listen to what Mike's done. See, it's super tight. No, the office jokes. And let me do this so that we get it in position. And I got it to kind of behave with, okay, here. With these camera stands for the camera, which I gotta say is pretty nice. Okay, I'm thinking this is gonna work. Do we wanna try that? Let's try that. Let's go here. Let's go here. And let's go here. I mean, come on. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Do we have that? Can we kind of get it a little bit to kind of behave? Okay. There. Right. Right in the fatsos. Okay, tighten that. I think we got it. So we only have to turn it on. And let me show you something amazing about analog gear. So as you can see, the culture vulture's on. because of that beautiful green LED thing. If I am allowed, I would do this. Turn it off. Because we're not using the voucher at the moment, I wouldn't want it to run, saving a little bit of money. Now, look at how the thing's fired up and look at the Fatso itself. You see how the warmth LEDs on the right channel are staying on, those 4 things? This one here. This is due to a bad IC going bad, which costs you about 0.01 per maybe 20. You can only buy it in packs of 20s. And I have all the information from Dave and his stuff. It is an easy repair. I have the parts. I have never done it. I also have the parts for the volatile memory to fix it. So now, why am I working with this way? Because it works. It's just the last 4 LEDs are commanded by an IC that is gone, okay? And it needs to be replaced, just desoldered and resoldered. It takes 2 seconds to do it once you have the main board in your hands. But the other 2 that are the ones I use the most oftentimes are good because you see they're not staying on and they actually light up. How beautiful is analog gear, okay? On top of that, both of my distressors no longer remember their settings as the Fatso did probably about 2 months after I got it. I know how to fix it. I have the parts. It's 1 IC and 1 cap. I am not doing it. I just don't care. It works. I remember the settings anyway. I write them down, but it would recall its stuff. So just so you know, you see how they lit up completely weird, 1-to-1 bypass. Everything's on. It's not what I had. I guarantee you that. Absolutely not what I had. So we go to the preferences. We dial in our 11 and 12 here, audio, not MIDI. Input config. We take our, wait, what? No. 11 and 12? Oh, okay. I see where we're going. We need a 1 and 2, which is not going to be Amiga here. It is going to be our Fatso. Okay. And then we take, what output do we take? 11 and 12 here. And no, these are the inputs. We take the outputs. We take 11 and 12, and we call these Fatso. Because this is going to be kind of a little bit easier. Do we want to do Fatso L, Fatso R? No, because we're going to use it for mix bus. Okay, we are good to go officially. We've got plugins, we've got things going on, but we need to import the beautiful Mike Reynolds stuff. So, he's got a reference track that you can see. We're not going to import that because otherwise all the money goes to the reference people, and screw it. I want the money. So we're not going to do any referencing. Isn't that honest on my side? Does it feel good to have such an honest stream going on? And also 2 amazing things about Ableton are H and W here. Man, these things. They're so practical. They always kind of make everything scale. It is unbelievable that a lot of the DAWs don't really have this. So you remember how we're rolling. We have the tracks on top, we have our basses, and then we have our mix bus. The basses are all in the alls, okay? So when we mention, sometimes you hear or you read somebody in chat saying like, what's in the alls? What is the all? Because they're all called all beats, all drums, all grooves, all perk, all impacts, all risers, all cybers, all basses, that is a small font, all synths, all strings, or brass, or guitars, organic, that stuff. So we're there. So for those of you who just weren't here 2 seconds ago, welcome everybody. This is the Thursday Mixdown, and it is episode 12 as far as I remember. So it is kind of a vibing 12 episodes already. Now let's color this. Bass is going to be purple. and purple as well. Different colors. Drum loop. We put it up there and we go brown with it. Okay. Do we, why is this, okay? Orange, obviously, that's a guitar. Am I wrong in doing these twice for each of these? I'd elect park, roads. Okay. What do we do this? Do we do them all purple somehow? I like Mike because he doesn't send me tons of tracks. So it's kind of like, oh, this is also purple. Okay. Here. Lead Vox. Good. Let's go here. Let's go sort of like a yellow vibe. Pad 3, perk loop. Okay, so I'm thinking perk. Okay, these two can go here. We make them kind of like a bluish thing along here. This one is a scary shorter tempo. You see how one clip is shorter? That's weird, but it's okay. Doesn't matter. Perk loop is gonna be brown along with the brown. I remember that the tracks should color themselves right off the bat. This is a snare. This is a perk. So these are probably brownish. Let's make them a little bit lighter just so that they... Right. I think we have it. Roads, short. What is this? Shout, shouts, swells, roads, idealect, pad. Good. Now, what we have going on is my pedals are on, and also some effects. So we have the 2-bus return, we have the all effects, we have the mixes, we have the effects, we have everything. Let's do a sound check first, okay? Let's make sure that everything is clicking the way we want. I am going to take the administrative decision again to close the alts and take everything out except for the drum loop, which is going to be sent to mix. And initially, I'm going to send everything to mix A. Simple. Because, what is mix A though? Wow, okay, there's my mix bus right there. Mix B has the ML4 and the ML1 is on. Okay, print has my sonobus that I have to verify everything's working, and there's tonal balance control and the DR meter. Okay, so let's go here and let's just play this. You can hear it, I can hear it. When was it the last time that I clicked and it worked? Marco says, since I've been on Transland, my track count has increased significantly. I used to have maybe 30 tracks, but now I usually have between 60 and 70, so it's getting a little confusing sometimes. Well, one tip I can give you is this. If you have that many tracks, you want to take your starting time with the session to do subgroups. Like, you can route everything to a bus and think that is actually a stereo track and forget about the composition of such stereo track, You don't need to bounce the audio, all those things, it's okay. But as long, make groups, and if you get 70 to 24, it is a good thing, because numbers are hard. If you, by that I mean those numbers get a mix, into challenging mode. Yeah, that's because, says James, 40 of them are white noise, whooshes, and risers. Well, see, for example, in that case, send them to all risers, and you're gone. I actually have a bask here in the alt that's called all risers. And then I have cybers, impacts. I usually have revs as well for the reverses, but then I kind of use the impacts usually. Organic, ambient, makes perfect sense, right? Obviously. Close the alts, nobody needs them. So let's play it, and let me just make sure that at least we have our Fatso on the 11 and 12 coming back to the 1-2, which isn't set up right. I have to set it up. So, do I have 4 bantams? I have 2. Let me go get 2 bantams more. Am I here? Am I there? let me get 4 red bantams just so that they kind of stick out and I know I've done a thing here. So 11, let's do this because I know you people kind of, you know. So we're patching these in. We're doing 11 and 12 out, and we're going into the fatso 1 and fatso in 2 from 11, 12. Then we're unplugging my Amiga. Sorry, Amiga. And we're coming out of the fatso, going into 1, 2. Okay? Here. Right here. 1, 2. We avoid problems. We make the left channel first, right channel after, so that they cannot be mistaken. Don't flip left rights because it's gonna bite your rear after a little bit. So let's play this. Let's check what the fatso's doing. Let's have it bypass, bus. Warmth 0. Warmth 0. No tranny, no link. Let me check the gains and then we're done. You know what? 6464. I'm thinking it is gonna work. Believe it or not. So we take mix A. You see we have like all of these, the mix bus thing. I think I'm gonna ditch it for a second. I'm gonna take the utility to 0. I'm gonna collapse this. The fold function is, how sexy is fold on Ableton Live? And we go external, audio effect. We put it here. I want a trim before, I kind of like it. And we're going, we know we go out to the fatso, into the fatso. And we're reading, I think we're reading signal. Are we? Yes, maybe. So let's send this drum loop, Mike's own drum loop, by itself. Let's see where we are. Well, that is probably not what we wanted. Oh, I know why. Hold on. Or maybe do I know why? Maybe not. Have you heard that? That is a beautiful sound. Let me double check that. Let me turn these off. Okay. That is a beautiful sound. Did we break the fatso? Do you hear it? No. The reason why this is happening is probably due to something else. Let me fake this. This is amazing. Well, it's a bit crusher now, and it could be an amazing new product for some reason. Let's try and patch the distressor, see if that happens again. I mean, we keep the channels in, we plug in the distressors. Right, done. Ready? Let's try that. So this is, for some weird reason, why is this happening though? This is really it. It shouldn't happen, right? This is good. It's not the fatso. Clocking problems? No. Because everything is 24/48. So, no. It sounds like clocking problems, though. I give you that, Marco. It's right. It has that thing, right? So, it isn't, you know, there is no reason why this should be happening. Oh, wait. Maybe. The 11 and 12 is normaled to the 2 bus. Here's the thing. When something is normaled, it means that is it semi-normaled or is it normaled? It's getting through into the 2 bus and is coming back somewhere else, and there's phasing problems as well, which is probably what is canceling it. This is a one-off thing. Let's try that. Since I've recently used the 2 bus for summing, like the other day, 11 and 12 should be plugged to dummy channels. because otherwise it's also going to go down to the 2 bus and coming back in the computer, which we're hearing because I use it to some pedals. So because all of my 16 channels minus the last 2 from the Aurora go normally into the 2 bus summing box, even if they are not patched. I don't need a patch to do it, okay? They're just going down there. Plus, I can patch things in, okay? Which is what I'm doing with the pedals. If I use something as a straight insert and I don't want it to go into the 2 bus, like in this case it's a mix bus, I need to plug the inputs of the 2 bus right below where I am going out. So 11 and 12 on the 2 bus need to be patched somewhere to close the normalization circuit so that it doesn't go there. And I usually have, empty channels on a patch bay, and I go there. Let's try and see if that works. I didn't see, it could be that. Let's try that. It's that. So it is so, have you heard hardware? It is so in phase that it is sounding almost like clocking problems, which means it is almost zero absolute latency. Isn't that amazing? It did sound like clocking. So let me put the Fatso back in. Okay. That happened because I unplugged that because I used some of the pedals into the summing box. 11 and 12 was not sealed. That's how I call it, So now we have it. So now, Fatso. Okay. Now we have both channels, which is good. Okay, I'm gonna go bypass it, okay? I'm actually gonna do it from here. I'm horrible. I'm gonna do it from the DAW. Well, it's louder. Okay. Did we make enough of a statement, or do we need to kind of like pretend we didn't hear it and go over it again? It was louder. That's true. Then I brought it back. It's like a -5 thing to compensate for how poppy and how open it feels. It is not an EQ. It is not a transient designer. It is not a tape machine. It is not a compressor in itself, like normally you don't have attack and release controls. This thing's off the hook. Let's do it again, okay? I'm gonna go external instrument off. So you also do not see that little bit of an LED pop up because we're doing 1 dB of compression, okay? Which coincidentally is very good. And then I'm gonna turn it on. Just a single, but very nice drum loop. Okay, let's go. It shifts ever so slightly to the right. I can see that, and I can actually hear it, even if I'm like, canted one way. Just because of how it is not, I need to calibrate it, like we need to kind of shift it a tiny little bit. And we can do that with the tone generator. We can do whatever we want, but I'll just lower it ever so slightly. Now, we don't know, is it the input? Is it the output? They're both 6.4, but there's obviously a little bit of a difference, but I wouldn't worry about that. It is unbelievable. It is really, really good. And I'm thinking this is also actually very good for this kind of thing. Now that we have it set, we can go continue our check. Okay, let's do that. So mix A, drum loop, ideolect snare. I'm gonna just turn these on. I love the groove already. I'm loving what Mike sent me, so I'm happy about it. Let's do Let's do a Control L. Okay, I don't want to waste any more time because I kind of got the vibe and I know where it is and I know what we have to do. The moment the vocals opened up, I know what we need to do. So, number one, I want that drum loop tight with the percussion, with the snare, with everything else. This is not a matter of really distorting it. It needs to be dirty. It needs to be vibing. It needs to have some kind of a vibe. Bass needs to be fixed. Bass is 100% not giving me the blue, can I say that? The Blue Lines vibe. And it needs to be Blue Lines vibe. Then guitars not worrying me. The pads are fantastic. They all work. I mean, I didn't hear anything wrong. I'm guessing all the Rhodes shouts stuff, it's really gonna like kind of follow. And the vocals need to be tuned, but tuned in a way that they're not really kind of like auto-tuned in a way, but that they also feel spacey, that their pitchy quality is kind of like emphasized rather than being, tuned perfectly and stuff. I want them to kind of be floaty, be a little bit of psychedelic stuff. So let's see where we are. This is maybe a first case in which I'm not probably gonna reach for Pro Q4. And oh wait, I see the master plan. This is Mike's master plan. This is Mike's master plan. This is Mike making sure I no longer use a FabFilter plugin ever in what he sends me, because this is really calling for like vintage stuff for sure to me. Okay. So we got so much that I'm probably gonna forget about it in a second. So let's do this. Let's move over here so that I am kind of like a little bit of a smaller dude. And let's get the loops, the snare, the percussion to their kind of destination. So these four things to me are definitely gonna go all, let's do all drums. Okay, make two all drums. Then we got to check the all drums, turn it on, but also check what is on the all drums. All drums has a filter bank, which already did, and has a multipass. And this is, we need to go 16-bit here. Do we do it? Do we do it right off the bat? Can I do it? Am I allowed to do it? I already know the am I allowed to do it? It isn't a common move, but I would go Xenon right off, right here. So this multipass has to go for sure. Yes, okay. James says I'm allowed to do it. And if James says something about 16 bits being allowed, I'm going to take it right there. So do we do it on each bus or do we do it on the mix? Both are valid in terms of word length reduction. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it on all the buses. So we have a 16-bit output that is getting remangled. Oh, wait, no, though, because then we would really have a 24-bit, again, thing from the processing of other stuff. But the source would be 16. Let's go 16 for real here. Xenon. That's the one that I would kind of like to have. So we go quantize on, we auto blank, and we go 16. That's my Amiga. We don't go there. We noise shape. I think we're noise shape. There's so many. Okay, let's not noise shape for now. Now, yeah, let's noise shape. And we are not hitting anything. I'm thinking there is no way we're hitting anything right here. We're so actually low. Can I get it maybe tiny little bit up? Probably. But we have it. We're 16. No, we're 12 beats. I was almost lying to you. We had a 16. Okay. Let's not noise shape for now. Off. Save. Leveler. Close. Ciao. So we have that going on for us. This is nice. Do we... Well, hold on. If we're here, we want to output minus 0.20 because we're doing cities. We're those people. We're going to zoom. We're going to recon. I'm probably going to try and keep it true. Actually, we're not going to recon because there was no true peak in our life. We go post meter. No, we go pre-meter. We oversample. And we go second order. I usually go there. We're not doing anything. I'm going to go react. That's kind of like, let's keep it here. And the release is way too long. It's got like 48. We're not hitting against it. So it's just so that we have 16 bits. Now, what will we do here? Let's route our stuff so that everybody goes into buses. The buses have a -6 trim. I might remove because Mike has been pretty good on it, so we don't really need that. Let's go all guitars. The pads, I think this stuff can go in all keys. We'll see if we really need all synths. All synths. And the lead box will go to all vocals here. Okay. So we take beats. For now, we drop it off. No grooves, no perk, no impacts, no risers, no cybers. Basses, yes. Old strings, no. Brass. Guitars, yes. Organic, no. Vocals, yes. I'm muting them. It doesn't really matter because on choir, there's no ambience. Okay. 2 bass returns, just doing that. Nice. Okay. So this should work, and we have those streams. So do we want to use those streams? You know what? We can keep these and go here and trim it up. You know, it doesn't really matter. Let's try that. It's like ever so slightly getting it. Nice. Let me get a step where it's a little bit louder, and we'll compare our fatso movements here. Here. It's barely moving. Like that. Let's keep a 6 up just so that we have everybody 6 down, and I see the fatsos just ever so slightly doing kind of like 1 to 2 dBs. I think this is good. This is good. We have nothing else at the moment, so let me go back here so that I'm smaller. Thievery Corporation vibes incoming, right? I think the fatso's just gonna kill it. This is there's no need for warmth, but we could try the tranny afterwards. Actually, you know what? I want to try it now, because this is the kind of choice that I don't... If we mix it without the tranny, we're not going to turn it on. Let's try and tranny it. Absolutely tranny on. There's a lot of things I don't like about the tranny on the fatso. If you see any video on YouTube, people are going like, "Yeah." No, for me, no. It's got its own place, but man, if it's got a place right here, it just completely made it greasy. It just made it better. So, okay, we're doing that. So, we have it. We have things brought down to the buses. Let me see where our bass is, because we have a little bit of things. Let me not do the Pro Cs for a second. The synths, let me not do... Well, the stereo thing I'm going to do anyway. Guitars, no Pro C for the moment. Vocals, no Pro C for the moment. And I think like pretty much we're cooking this. Let me see the multipass. Let me fold it. You know, I need to make sure we don't have stuff that is kind of hindering our ability to mix this, obviously. Okay, now I can close this. So these 4 things are gonna be our drums. Okay, so I'm gonna make a loopy thing here. Okay. Nice. I can feel what we need to do. This is such a beautiful thing to mix. So much responsibility, however. So the first thing I would do is just drop a 1084 right here on the kick, on the drum loop. This is gonna eat our DSP for breakfast. But man, all right, drum loop, go. Have I done it right? Is it on? Is it working? Am I existing here? Let me try that a second. I am. No. Why do these EQs have to start with the EQ off? UAD, please, because it's the new version. I know. The old version was probably different. All right, let's go. We have it. Absolutely. Killing it. This is unbelievable, this thing. Okay? And can I tell you something? It is unbelievable how close this is to just, it feels so right. The question for me was whether or not use 10 and 12. 12. Like, if you've ever listened to any Thievery Corporation, like even Massive Attack to me kind of has that. You will know the highs where they have to be. If you've listened to them long enough on any kind of system speaker, this is it. Let me hear this snare. I want the loop. Okay, let's do kind of a different thing here on these snare. Let's do 550. Okay. We're doing vintage. We're not using Pro Q this time. Unbelievable. This. And also, I hate myself. Why do I close? There's something psychological. I don't want you to see my settings. It has to be psychological. So 12.5 again. I'm kind of leaning there with a different kind of EQ. 1.5, I already knew that API thing. And then I was thinking for 100, but it really does not work. 1200 is the magic thing. Then we gain, obviously, volume, so I just scaled it down. Feels a thing. Nice. What about these guys? Let me solo this. Oh, it's not doing anything? No, it is. Let's do this. Let me just actually mute these so I know. Here. Ah, right. Okay. So, well, you know, I'm gonna do kind of a rainbow thing here to show you that you can certainly do this. Absolutely. So we're getting the 550 from Waves for the perk, for the loopy thing. Okay, here. Okay, let's hear what I've done. Here. Okay, it's coming. Here. Right, a little bit more. I've just accentuated all the wrong stuff you would get in a real acoustic recording. 300, 800, I heard it 12.5, I even, no, would be a nice detail. No, because we have so much important drums being on the 12.5, done. So these are good. These are good. Now, going here, I really need a Satson CS here, because I know this is gonna do that. Okay, maybe not all this. Let me just remove all the module here. I'm actually gonna remove these as well. Just keep these compressor. I have a preset called Attack Massively. I'm gonna use that one. Let's try. Let's see. We need that bounce, that movement, that thing that these kind of grooves have. I love this. Like, I have the record imprinted. Yes, boy. Do you like it, James? Like, I have this record imprinted in my head so much, and I'm like, this is a cathartic moment. Like, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm going for all I know, like comfort zone. This is not even about comfort zone. Like, it's naturally calling me to do this because I've done kind of like mixes like this, and obviously not for those bands, but I love that thing. It's just like, and I love playing keys with a rhythm section that does that. But who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? This is just like, yeah, it just, okay, enough. So now I am telling you, one thing we could do here would be to pull tech it a little bit, but it's easy to take it overboard, or tape it, or all of them. I'm gonna pull tech it. Which pull tech are we gonna use? You know what? The Legacy. No, the one. Advertisement. No, I'm not advertising anything. Let's hear it just without, like off, and on, right here. Here, just that. Go. you know, a mixed wave would be amazing. I don't have the demo anymore. I thought about it instantly, because that would be the 13AS, whatever, right? I am not 100% fond on it. Like it's going places that I don't want. Whatever, right? I mean, it didn't sound bad. It's almost horrible that I took it out, but it's just like I got it to vibe in a way that I'm like, you know what? It's not a priority. You end up wasting a lot of cycles on your head for that. How loud are we? Fatso's doing about 3, which is good. It's our mix bus compressor, you know. It's sounding good. It's really wrapping it up with this intention. And you know what's amazing about the Fatso? That if you take a hard rock, stoner rock song, okay, that goes completely in different ways than this, and you put that thing on, you go like, this is the best stoner rock compressor just for starters, you know, even on guitars alone. You put it on this thing, you go like, this is the best Thievery Corporation style compressor. It is so chameleon-tic to say. So now I really want the bass vibe to work. And I'm gonna do the weird thing of doing this. Mute it. So let me go where the bass is. Where the bass things are, as Metallica used to say. Okay, so bass is worrying me because this needs to shine. Okay, so the first thing we need to dial in, I am gonna dial it right on here. I'm actually not, do we use it on, no, thinking out loud. I have a Pro C on the basses here, but I need it fast, I need it now. So we're gonna do Pro C right here. And I'm actually, why am I doing this? Yes, I have presets. We're safe. I'm a professional. I keep forgetting about that. So all grooves, it's the same because it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, now we send sidechain to the drum loop, or all drums actually. But because it's a track, call me crazy, I give tracks sidechain from tracks, and I give buses sidechains from buses. You know why I do this kind of keying thing? Because Pro Tools broke me. When it was about 2006, 7, 8, it really broke me. You had to kind of do that stuff to avoid problems you couldn't detect. So I'm going to do it in honor of Pro Tools 2006. See how this is not working? Because, can I listen to this one? It is correct though. It is correct. So I actually also like it somehow. Call me crazy. We can't really do that much, right? This is definitely not 100% grooving as a theory. Like, I think we're gonna fix it. You never do a separate trigger track for sidechain. Sometimes, but like in the music I write, no. Because I have like separate kick drums. Like I have Prophet 12 or like Electron kick drums. And they're like so alone that I can say, which also go to the old Beats bus, where it's mono, mostly kicks, mostly low information. So low frequency information. So I can straight ahead say go, I don't need to build the trigger. But for a rock band or for acoustic drums, yes, I had to do it. So maybe we can get away with it here. I just want that 1 dB of getting that kick to breathe a little bit better. hear how it breathes? Between what? This is minus 13.43 threshold, minus 11, so minus 12, 13. There's 1 dB and a half of difference between the two presets I've done, A and B. Man, that 1 dB makes the kick pop out so much. I'm probably gonna keep this with a lower threshold. This one. Insane. I wanted to double check like how much is that. It's even less than I thought. So it makes the bass feel in a lot more in the pocket than it was already. Now the problem with this bass is that it's would look ahead work? Okay, maybe. Let's see. Why isn't it looking ahead? See, that's my it can't look ahead because it's external. So we would need to duplicate that and kind of move it backwards in time and call it just a track for sidechain. We could do that. We do that. Because it's a good idea. So let's put it here on top and call it SC key. Okay? But it needs to be a color humanity is not going to forget easily. So that is our sidechain key. God forbid we'd even have sends on this. It would be horrible. And this thing is not going to all drums. It's actually going to sends only. But I think, and this is a live thing, an Ableton live thing, if I feed it the sidechain of SC key, it should still work. It does. Thank you, live. Thank you very much. So now we go here. We zoom in like crazy, right? We bring this track to be a lot more like visible here. And we need to move this ahead of tempo. We can't do it on the first kick because yours truly did a wrong and just move these here. But I'm gonna do it regardless. I'm gonna do something completely, weird. You see this attack of the kick? I'm gonna move this by this amount and go here. So now our kick is coming earlier of not a millisecond amount, but a visual reference amount. You see that initial wrap of things. I'm thinking this could work. See. Bass. Oh, there's no bass here, obviously. Let's go here. Okay, now I'm gonna switch between SC key, which is anticipated, against drum loop. So far, I kind of like drum loop better. Here. You know, maybe I like SC key better. I'll leave it up to you, but yeah, I'm gonna go with SC key. So it was a good move. This was not only a good idea, it was actually not only was a good idea, it actually sounds a lot better because of how hard when the bass player got a beer. Yeah, I know bass players who would derail this way 2 minutes before completely leaving this realm of life. So pros can take a lot of beating, but it's an art you kind of learn, grow with, for sure. We could say so many things that are gonna go against the EULAs of YouTube. I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna fall easy prey of that, for sure. So, what now? We have that. Now the bass is kind of like vibing, but it's vibing more. but it's certainly not being that bass. So what is that could fix this? I'm gonna go, he's gonna hate me, but I'm gonna go Pro MB on this to shape this bass to be a little bit more in the in its vibe. And then we're gonna do, I'm thinking tape straight up, and that's gonna have to work. So okay, it is working. It's almost taking out the resonances or bass amp in parallel. Also that, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna tape it, and then I'm gonna send a tiny little bit of whatever produce we have into kind of like an amp sim. Yes. Yes, let's try that. I keep hearing a resonance in here from whatever the DI or something that I have to take out. So I'm gonna do it before the Pro MB. Let's see. Here. This thing. Man, yes. Oh. Okay, now I can kind of like, I gotta be telling you, this was kind of hard to manipulate with that thing right there. So I'm thinking we could even clean it up a little bit more. Will we fancy one? Let's try. Let's try that. Okay. Now that we have that, my gosh. Okay, now we bring this whole thing up. Yes, I keep playing that. I know it's starting back to bar one because I'm muscle memory has not 3 weeks after it kicked in. Okay, we're getting closer to the thing. We're getting closer. I like that. So now I'm gonna go ADR 102 because, right, that's what I've learned to do from other people. You know, another one I would use is that's the Kramer or the J37. Man, that'd be probably good. But let's go here. Now, you know, calibration, all those things. Let me just try and push this thing the way it is, okay? Wow and flatter, I maybe not want it. Maybe transformer, yes. No tape delay, crosstalk, yes. Let's try and go just, you know, crank the volumes. Here. You hear it? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. There's a lot of plugins that kind of keep behaving this way. I mean, this is not unique, but man, it just got it. Like it wrote tiny little saws, you know, it just dented the whole sine wave in a beautiful way. So, AmpSim. Who? Well, the Ampeg B15. Boom. You know, why not? Is there a dry mix thing here? Nope. So that I remember, no, because I haven't covered the amp sims. So simple as that. We duplicate. We call these, oh, I duplicated it with the amp sim. Explosion imminent. Is it doing it? No, it is. It is. Okay. Yeah, I need. Can you, you think like we didn't? Do you want to know more about our Lord and Savior, whatever? Yes. No. Yes. Go here. No worries. We're gonna freeze you. But I wanna hear. I think it's doing it. Is it? No, it isn't. Oh, it isn't. For what reason? Oh, because it's got 2 amps. Like everything collapsed. For what reason? Even this one? No. Okay. Oh, I did it wrong. Hold on. I did it wrong. I obviously fell into the problem of live, not knowing exactly which track it is because of the names and all of these things. You see UADA, and I know that this is the Ampex. Okay, so we certainly want, are we bass 7 or bass 6? Okay, so bass amp, bass DI. Thank you. Now, this thing here on the bass amp, we want, but on the DI, who's this guy? See, this is wrong. Go. Bass amp, we are gonna copy the Ampex, and now everything's fixed. Good. Okay, it worked. Now, is this running out of resources? It is, because it's got its Ampex as well. But that's how it works. So we can't really duplicate it. It's a stupid move. It uses so many resources. But we are going to print this. We're going to bounce this thing. Actually, we're going to erase this altogether. And we're going to say, can you please bounce to new track? Bouncing arrangement. Okay. No, it's too much time. I don't have time to waste on this. I don't want the producers and artists to look at me while the progress bar goes. No. We're not doing that. We're going to the alts here. We're calling one of the effects, actually Crotosian, for example. Let me call the retards here. Do we have them? Yes. So let me take Crotosian and let me call it bass amp. Bass amp. Okay. This guy here, we're gonna kill reverberate and we're gonna drag the audio effects here. Right. Here. No, okay, it can stay outside of the group because that's a preset of mine. Right on. So now if we go back to our bass without this, and we press play here, we can send our bass without here to L. Right here. And now it's a matter of finding for real the soulmate of these, which can only be done if you have that. It could even not work, obviously. No, it's accentuating resonances, so. Okay, these one I don't dislike though. Okay. It gives it some, it gives it some grit. I could drive it and then lower the actual return of it. So, right? It sounded kind of good. this one, I don't want to send to all effects. I want to send to all basses. Right. Let's try that. Because now we compress both of them. It's still too much. Way too much. So, hold on. This is really pivotal. It needs to be right. It's the base of a song like this. Okay. Since it's not really doing what I want, I'm gonna make it do what I want. Right. You hear the difference now? I like this now. Unbelievably different than what we had, but I'm taking that noisy thing out, and I'm also pro-MBing it. So in the end, I did use Fab Filter. He's gonna hate me, Mike, but sorry, it needs to be there. So it needs to be there. I really want it subtle, but it needs to be driving the thing a low volume as well, and we need that grit. Right. Oh, yes. Yes. James says, this is Thievery meets LCD sound system, and I'm loving it. You're absolutely right. I didn't think about how that point of the bass is doing that, and you can hear the fizz. You know, that's true. But I didn't mean that, but maybe I did mean that. It's all part of a plan, of course. That's the vision of having worked with Universal and Warner for like 45 years of my life. Okay, so you can't undo that career. This part's gonna be our most horrible thing, but it needs to be stable. That's all about being stable. So I probably want it to be very fast and clampy and slow on the release so that it feels supporting, but it doesn't change our DI that much. Here. Just by tuning these three colors, you get all the tones you want. I think this is really cool. So once we have these working, you know what we would need though? We would need almost a bus for the drums and bass together. You know what I'm thinking? Really? We need to send this, like, you know, I have them, right? We know I have them because I have the basses right here. We have grooves, right? So we call these all groove. We take whatever we have, like, well, I have mix. Okay, let's try this. I have mix bus parallel. This one, let me take the HPF down. Then we kind of have it. I have these two. Let's hear how they go. If nothing happens, we'll just ever so slightly kind of blend them. But I want my bass and all of, like, I want all basses. Is it gonna destroy us, this thing? And all drums to go to all grooves. I know Ableton can do that. all groove. Come on, obviously can do that. We turn it on. Right, and it works. Okay, this goes. How about this one? Can I say something? This, what? Absolutely. It is louder. I know it is louder. But man, they're kind of like together. What? Wait. How many times have I pressed spacebar to go to the start? This is horrible. I'm taking it. I can take all the love I can. Let's do this as well. Let's try and hear it without and with. This is something I have. Why do I use this? This is something I have all the time on grooves. It might not work. There we go. I don't particularly want this, but man, I want this. This. And you know what is missing here? A tiny little bit of spring reverb. And I know we stayed a lot on this, but man, the rhythm section, there is no way this is... You can't overlook this. There's just no way. Like, this was so far from working, in my opinion, the bass. But, you know, the idea is good, all that stuff, that we need that. So we're going to ditch glitch delay. And we're going to call this spring verb. Spring. What do we use for spring? Mike says, damn, I never know when this is live. Yeah, because, you know, it's not reported anywhere on the Patreon you pay for it. But, you know, that's okay. Yeah. I mean, my life is here all the time. You don't need to know. Just put a recurring... I mean, no, I'm saying this, but I'm horrible with calendar as well. So it doesn't really, you know... Doesn't really work. I know what you... I know. Do we use Springbox? Yes. Springbox. Man, this is complicated. This is complicated. I know what it does and what it sounds like. I'm looking for, you know, spring. What about this? Yo, maybe Softtube wins. Maybe Softtube wins. No worries, Mike. I mean, for calendars, I'm not kidding you. Like, if you hear Valeria talk to me about calendar stuff, I hide under tables most of my life, except when I'm here live. Do we want... And there will be a live stream on Saturdays just talking about these stuff. I'm thinking I want to call it The Studio. But what do you think about that? Apart from getting sued from Seth Rogen and those people. Isn't it an amazing kind of live stream title? Completely CEO bulletproof. So I want spring reverb on my bass, which is F, because it's impossible to remember this. It's the first one. Okay, let's go. From here. Okay, you can do that. You know that? Yes, I know you knew. Let's try that. Try here. Okay, I'm liking this. Remember this 10 o'clock? Okay, this one probably. No, well, you know what? I have a feeling this is gonna work better, but not this loud, of course. However, again, we need to kind of pinpoint that if we don't send this much bass into this little thing, it will not sound this way. So I'm gonna turn it down from the return. Okay, and now I need a delay. Now I need like the simplest delay just to do this. I don't want filters. I don't want the filter. I want the dry wet here. I want to link them, and I need a little bit of a delay on the spring. That's it. So it's essentially pre-delay. Here. This is the blue lines kind of thing. The things I can't really point my finger on that has that roomy ambience, that thing that is like we try and get it out of our recordings all the time and stuff. It's the amp room kind of thing, which the Ampeg is not really getting. It's like ruthless, so close to it. But if you were tracking an amp into a small room, I guarantee you, not only will the police know through your neighbors, you will hear in the microphones, once you solo the amp track, that there's sirens down there in the street, you know, before you stop your session. And there's that tiny little bit of like a, Each time, if you've tracked bass, you know that that is actually supporting the groove of that in the right quantities. But here we're doing artificial, so this is good. Okay. Am I happy about it? Yeah. Do I want to compress the rhythm section as well again? Maybe, because I've had good vibes with our flare. Why not flaring it? Let's flare it. Just tiny, you know, we have these one, right? There's my preset stuff. Tiny amounts. Let's try that. Okay, it's accentuating the reverb now. That this one I don't quite like. Let me try and be brutal on it. But like no, you know what? No, I have an idea. Hold on. Here. This could be a TLA 100 scenario. What have I done? An emotional shortcut. It happens. This could be a TLA 100 moment. We go native because why would we want to go DSP? This could be a TLA 100A moment. Let's try that. It is the greasy, as James is saying, greasy TLA moment. Man, that oil, that thing, that vibe, the petrol mix, the smell. It's just that thing, man. Wow. I was like, wait. It's like just like easy game. I think there's like a tiny little bit too much of this, but the spring will disappear once we bring in the instruments. Because we will one day bring in the instruments. So, you know, this could be a two-week stream. You know, this will actually be a 2-week stream. Because we keep going, but man, this is so much good stuff. Thank you, Mike, for, even if you don't remember when the stream is, to bring that stuff. So I'm hearing the snare come up a tiny little bit weak. So It could be a bass E moment, just so you know. It could be a bass E moment, okay? You know what? I'm going to prepare it. I'm going to take DZ, which is K, and I'm going to ditch it. I'm going to call it bass E. E. This is E. Okay? Pro. Now, this is E and it goes to mix A. Doesn't go to the effects because E, which is K, has to be a horrible color. This. Olive drab, whatever that is. Bass amp, also olive drab, whatever, because these are not really reverbs and stuff. They're like sand returns used differently. Now, E is going to be our clean bus, meaning this we can route stuff to it. So I'm gonna know that this snare that I'm gonna now mute is kind of like falling short. It's not really breathing that much, but it's in the pocket, but it's not vibing with that preposition like in the Thievery or, you know, massive stuff. So I'm gonna I'm gonna play this. You hear it missing, right? So this one, we're gonna go to K, and if we want stuff to go clean, you know, courtesy of our friend Mike, it's another type of Michael, we're gonna do that. So idiolect snare, we send it to K a little bit. Okay, a little bit more maybe. Now, this is enough to bring the entire drum kit to that comfortable, close friend level that the Thievery and a Massive Attack really have all the time, right? Isn't it that, like, the drum kit stays behind, but that snare is popping up to us a little bit more in parallel, and it makes everything feel closer, but it is actually glued to the bass. I love this. So this is E, bass E, this one, which is K, letter K, okay? But I don't want to build funny puns with K letters because, okay, not ideal. So, okay, we can do that. So we can kind of say we have a bus. Does it feel complete, these grooves bus? It does. Is it the time to hear Pultecai's our lives? Yeah, we try it. It needs to be bulletproof. The rhythm section needs to be bulletproof. So I want to go 310. Let's try this. I'm going to keep the selector on 20 because maybe I'm going to attenuate a little bit. Not 100%. Thievery loves Pultec on buses. Do they? You know, honestly, like I know their sound and like Massive Attack, so like it's organically rooted into me because instead of studying what they did, I just listen to the records. So I cannot take from the pool of knowledge, but I can take from the pool of like, you know, cerebellum. Like I know how it feels. But it would make sense. For some reason, this Pultec is not gonna have it. No problem. Because we ain't here without calling it with JJP. This thing, do not mock this thing. It can do wild stuff. So I go the same ways. Because I'm thinking this is, maybe it's me doing it wrong. It's not 100. I love the 3 here, 10. 20. See, this is set right already. Okay, I like this. I like these better. I like it and I don't like. I like it better for sure. I'm gonna keep it. Just to harass UAD, I'm gonna keep this. Wow, this is so awesome. Wow, the best pool tech ever. No, I honestly like though. Like it kind of has that. I'm still like our lows are so tuned that you know what's the problem maybe here? That I am trying to add the lows. This is the mistake I'm making. Hold on. Let's go B. Let's go copy. This is just me wanting to use both of them. Typical problem because I see a pool tech, I gotta use it. You know what? Let's try this and just go boost. No, you need something down there. Why did I do that? No, you know what? It kind of works. You know what? Does the yeah. You know what? We need these as well. That's maybe what I'm hearing. Okay? Let's try some 3 7 yeah. You hear how 300 is bass? It is bass. It's bass. That. Let me try and grind it. Okay, now this is it. This is what was missing in that smiley stuff. What are you laughing at? And we put the MEQ5 in between the smile, and pow, it worked. I think it does. Let's try off, on. Yes. Like I'm hearing those records now. I don't want to brush my silvers, but it's like so flat and boring. And then the fats was feeding on it beautifully. I'm done. This is good. Okay. So now I just want to hear how things are doing. It's saving. For whatever reason, it's taking a long time. Is it saving? Am I doing? Nah. He cheated. He stayed hourglass to slack on work. Okay, so we have that. Let me go down here. Let me bring in guitar pads, stuff that who knows. Everything felt kind of good. So I think it's more of a matter of effects and things. Okay. Okay, now it's a challenge here. We need, we know what we could try, but it's a little bit too aggressive. Let's try Let's try 660s here. Okay, let's try this instead of the Puig. I hear a Fairchild thing, and then I want tape as well, but... Okay, so we need to kick it before. Let me go utility here. And do we have lower? Yes, I don't want that. I knew I had a filter there. Let's crank it up a little. Then magic number 6. I'm thinking this is it. I don't want that. Okay, so Puig loses to the UAD here. That there's that oil, that vibe. Okay, but can we try and go 1073 Legacy here? Man, this is small, but this is so beautiful. Or Helios. Legacy. I'm gonna go Helios. This is the, yes, okay, I know. Shush. Right here. Can I go? Does it work? Yes, I knew it. This is one of the first UAD plugins I ever bought. So this one, let's try that. I need the synths to be vibey. Man, that -6. Have you heard that Rhodes chord? I'm gonna try 0 and then -6, even with the bass, okay? It is so in the record with -6. Feels good, right? But here -6. Oh, and when the vocals come in, this is just gonna feel so good. So actually we could, I'm gonna go 2. Let's try that. Now here we really need the sound of the amps on keyboards, okay? Which I've played in an acid band jazz for a bit of time, and that's also why I have some amps behind. Now there's that grungy 809 1. The old Joe Mickey Qs are awesome at that. If you can find them for gigging or for studio now, because they're gonna be maybe more expensive. All the old green stuff, they weren't that expensive. They had really that honky 900 1K 1.1. You really find the overtones for the key of the song. Man, it's amazing. And I'm thinking that 1 kilohertz actually has that grunge. We got no effects, and this is vibing so well. So I'm gonna take Rebouncer, and I'm gonna call it Fox, or, okay, Space Echo. I'm thinking we need a little bit of that. So I'm gonna go here. Man, the stuff that Alberto used, scoring things. Fox Echo Chorus. I love this so much. It takes some time for it to open, and it's got noise, like, I'm gonna keep some though. Maybe -80, maybe 100%. And we are gonna take some of the sounds. This is now G. Okay, go up. Thank you. And take some, I don't know, maybe the pads, this stuff. I'm just gonna send some to G, and then we see where we are. Here. Wait, is this on? Was I about to say, and then it's like, yes, it is beautiful. just cranking it, just sending everybody in there. What if I crank everybody and then route it from here? Ah, it's compensating, okay. And I maybe don't want reverb actually, you know what? Nice, I love this. Who's doing this? Okay, hold on, hold it. Hold it. Just a little bit of arcane on that guy. That guy is gonna be that's our record deal right there. If we nail this guy here, which is what? Pad 2, I forgot. Pad 3, if we get pad 3 right, let me color him a little bit better, sea green. If we get this guy right, this is the record deal. I thought the synth would do it. It's just giving it so much detail. The moment I dropped it into tape, it just fell into the mix. Wow. Okay, so this is staying. This is not even tape. This is, we're considering it how the sound sounded from its start. Without. It's even jumping a little bit too much. Okay. Now there's a Safari pedal that I've tried some time ago, the Camel Strip. And this, I have faith in this. Let's try that. It's working. Okay, I like this. We're not input driving it, but that spring combination with the EQ, the points, the frequencies are really nice. They're Pultec or 73 or 4K. It's just got its own vibe. It's just reference names. I know they kind of like lean to the legendary units, but man, this is nice. So, you know, okay. Let me just double check where we are on the bus. What's the Fatso doing? And let's go here. I love how the hourglass stays there and it makes me believe it's still saving. Okay. Now I'm gonna cut, now I'm gonna take the old synths, because I'm curious to hear what I think about this when we hear it next week. But I need to make these synths go down with the kick. So we're gonna sidechain it to not all beats. We have a SC key for the groove. I want those kicks to be kind of like leaning down. Let's try that. Okay, I like these better already, and I want to do a parallel of the drums. And this is gonna be the last thing I do for this stream. Then I'm gonna take this next week as well. That we gotta get into more of that. I gotta be honest with you. I'm thinking that here, like 1176s would work. Okay. On the whole kit, like a little bit of that. I'm thinking this is such a godsend to have. Let me try this. Now that I have that movement on the sidechain, so that the kick is moving the synths down, which I could do track by track for sure. You know, sidechaining track by track is better. Let me just bring these up a tiny little bit. Now, this is a drums and bass thing, so that's why I'm doing it wrong. It's not on the old grooves, it's on the old drums. I want it after this, after the SSL vibe. Let's try that again. Or it could be a parallel, but let me try this. No, I have the answer. It's not this one. Hold it. It's the LA3. I'm never gonna be able to load these now. It's gonna hate. Ooh, it works. I love UID for these. Like, you never know if you're gonna be allowed to use it. This. What did Mike say? What? Like, I'm taking an LA3 on the single drums after we've done some tweak. I'm actually thinking that this could even be a parallel for the drums. You know what? This is maybe even better. But this is the sound I'm after. This is a little bit of LA3. Let me try and do this afterwards. So spring, space, rebouncer. Let me call these LA3 para. And let me do this. So we got drums. We have the electronics. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to send it to, we have it here. Boom. I'm going to ditch all these folks because they're wrong. And I could even plate these a tiny bit, a tiny little bit to get them room. So this is, who is para? This is H. Okay. So we go to the drums, the single tracks, drum loop, idle X snare, perk, and loop, and then we add a little bit of, I already forgot, H, okay? This. Have you heard it? Like, I personally, I love this. It's adding a layer of intelligibility to the drums without changing the picture too much. And I think, like, this is again necessary for Thievery kind of vibe. This is an LA3 on the snare. where did I use that? On the snare and on the drum loop. And it's just mildly doing something, but it's doing a lot more in terms of tone. It's so honey-coated. It's so peculiar. Like I almost never have LA3s on snares, but when you hear what it does and you save it in memory, you will know when you need that sound. This was one of these moments. But it was not 1176s on drums, not that I was looking for, and not the LA3 on the single tracks. It was more this, yes, for sure. And so now let me check where the Fatso is going, how the Fatso is doing on our bass. Let me go. We don't have the vocals. I'm aware of that, but we have pretty much everything else. And there's a couple things on synths I might want to do. Yes. I feel the spring is clouding the bass a little too much. Let me try that because I kind of got so accustomed to it. This is probably a next week thing. Like one of the things I'll hear, it's like, this is clouding. Because now the keys are kind of like blending their lows in, right? And let me try and bump it so that I can really hear what it's doing. Rather than soloing anything, I'm not going to touch anything. It's easy that this, I'm going to just mute it while it's going. Oh wait, also like spring reverb. Did we do spring for the bass? Who was? Wait, we did bass for. We did a specific spring, or did we? Okay. No. Yes. Who? What? We did this. All basses. And we designed a spring, which is F. Okay, now I see it. So I need that spring because I think, there's other stuff I want to use it on. Namely, actually, I want some of, maybe the guitar to have it, which isn't really frequent, the guitar track, but here. So, yeah. I'm probably going to, let me ditch it first. I don't think it is unnecessary or like that we need to mute it. But maybe to tailor it in some parts. Well, no, you know what? We really need to ditch it. Like now it's completely fulfilled by the keys. And when the keys are not there, it doesn't work. It's a testament as to how it works is that it's getting overwhelmed and masked by the keys. So it is really that vibe that it's providing, but we have them from the keys, and because of how we don't need it any longer. It's actually much of a cleaner perception of that. But now I'm actually keeping it. I want to see the guitar part here. Right, because this is really low volume. Here. And again, who is it? Here, an LA3. CLA3 this time, because I don't have the DSP for the others. More. Man, this thing, when you have the sound of this type of compressor in your head, this is the deal. The deal. And you know what I'm gonna go? Camel. Or Clearton. No, I'm not gonna go that hard on it. But here. And we're gonna go 73 on it. And I need it to be a little bit more on the right. I hear it there. Okay, we need to design an effect for it though. I want to give it some space as well. Man, the spring now maybe it's gonna move. Okay, take a note. This should be automated. I'm playing with the band now. Yes. So we're not gonna do it, but next week you're gonna remind me that we need to do it. But absolutely, like up, down, and so it expands in and it comes back and it denies the need for a reverb or something that floats underneath. However, I could even do a typical 76 mix 50% before the camel, just actually not after, and we're gonna go blue and we're gonna make it like stay there. Okay, oh, a bit of what? Right, I'm gonna, yeah, let's try that. Let's see what I have. Oh, I have one that I cannot show you because it's still showing the old name. What do I have actually though? Where am I? Oh, you know what? I have another idea. Lottery. Oh, we're getting vinyl notes now. Why are we? Why? What did I call in here? Lottery. PSP lottery. Man, Twin L would be also an amazing one. Let's try this. Let's get the horns. Like this is completely different. Trust me. Trust me. Who's doing these now? What? No, we're 50, not even 40% in. Who's doing this? It wants us to stop. It wants us to stop. Is it the audio engine dying on us? What if I turn the audio engine off and on? Mystery. What is going on? Who's doing this? It's a... Why is this like what? This is... Did I do something? No, I think this is just bugged up for some reason. Something didn't go as planned. Did I touch anything? I didn't touch anything. What did I do? I just did this. and I wanted, and then now I want to do the guitar for sure. Oh, maybe it is this plugin though. No. Clearly I hear it. It's gotta be there. So, all right. Maybe that's a sign that we need to stop it. But that, yes, a wah here would be amazing. And I would like to lottery this though. Let me see. Let me actually ditch some of the basses because I want to hear these alone just to get a vibe for it. See, this was the sound I was looking for. A little bit wider, a little bit narrower, and less this. Okay, let me hear if it's just drums or horns. No, it's horn thing. Okay, let me try that. Okay, and now we get just a little bit and we pan it the other way in comparison to the guitar. Yes, yes. This is what I wanted. Despite the glitching or whatever, but this is how I'm gonna save it. So we're recovering all the basses that we had. One thing here, because now that I brought it back, I hear it and I don't want it. Here. Yes. Because I did this weird thing, I now want that. Like it needs to be, I'm gonna keep it right here. The bass and drums, everything we created, there's just a little bit of that 130 that I don't like, and it's making it drier now, and it's really, really nice. So we don't have this. Did I mute something around here? No, I didn't. Thank you very much. And I think the alts are all on. Let me just make sure, because oh no, here, all basses right here, perfect. So maybe this move I've done on the grooves would be a drums thing. Let me verify this. No, I think it's actually an old groove move. It's just better. We did compromise some of the synths and told the synths, look, you cannot go here because here there's drums, there's that snare, there's gonna be vocals. We are doing the same. It's only fair we do the same with the drums. Like that 131, it needs to be kind of ditched in because you need to be fast on your transients. That area there has your most ballast. And if you have ballast, then you're sustaining. And if you're sustaining, you're no longer contrasting with the synths. Or the way I heard it, you're sustaining too much. And you're getting in the way of the instruments that do sustain, which are, in this case, keys and, well, the wah guitars and stuff. So I'm gonna save it here. The Fatso is doing unbelievable job. Those transformers, the way we've said it, like, not even fair, okay? But it disappears. It's not even kind of being considered. I love how all the plugins have reacted to it. Next week, I am going to, either this is going to be a next week thing or this is going to be an additional video that I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to see how it goes because we have so much stuff to do, okay? But number one, thank you, Mike, for having, provided us with this track. It grooves amazing. It feels nice. Bass player had a beer, but it's vibing. Okay, so we brought it there. We're doing 16 beats for those of you who weren't here at the beginning. We dialed in Xenon at 16 beats because James approved of it. If James is who's always against too tough stuff, said yes, it's okay. And so we did it, and I think it's a fair 16. We're not even hitting the limiter yet. We're like staying there. It is a great song. Thank you, James, for being here. Thank you, Marco, for being here. Thank you to all the people who I see jumping in and out, staying most of in here. You don't need to comment if you're here and you just want to take it easy. I am the last person who's gonna force you to comment because I know how it feels to just kick it back. I hope you did. I hope this was useful. Check out what I do on Patreon. These people here in chat have been supporting me for years and years and years, and I cannot stress it enough. James, Marco, and Mike have been with me since we started this adventure. So we're all in this together, but take a look at what I do. If you want to jump in and you want to see more of it, you want to know amazing people like they are, this is why we're here, okay? And we're going to see each other soon. I'm cutting it here. It was a little bit longer, but man, was it worth. Was it? It was. I hope we journeyed through this kind of like thievery, massive kind of sound. We're going to keep going on it. I just have to say one last thing before we have a wrap for it. And that thing is that my chair has been fixed and it's not doing that noise that it did for 5 years. It was an amazing 5 years. We salute our chair. I mean, no, the chair's still here. It's just the noise that we wanted to sample is gone. We don't know if we're going to recreate it. So now it's really a wrap. Ciao.